Alrighty, good afternoon and welcome to our webinar. We're very, very excited to be able to meet with you this way. With technology these days, webinars, man, we just love them. So we're very, very, very excited to be able to join you with a webinar today. Very briefly, I want to go over very quickly and make sure that everybody can see my screen okay and hear me just fine. So if you could just give me in your chat box, give me a yes, I can hear you, and yes, I can see your screen just fine, and then we'll go on and get started as soon as I know that everybody's on the same page with me today. Awesome. I've got a couple people saying that you can see, you can hear me. That's great. Alrighty. Well, again, thank you for joining us today. Like I said, we're very excited to be meeting with you this way. We have some great things to talk about that's happening here at TerraFin and some awesome things to offer all of you and offer some of our clients. And today we're gonna talk all about those things. So let's jump right in. Today I want to talk a little bit about who I am. I have a moderator here with me as well. His name is Adam, and he's gonna be watching your comments and keeping track of any questions that you have and keeping track of my time and making sure that I'm staying on track and all that other good stuff and make sure that I don't miss any of your questions while I'm going through all of our material here. So at any point within our webinar, if you do have any questions, please feel free to type them in your chat box or your question and answer box. And if I can answer them as we go, I will surely do that. If we get a lot of questions, I may hang on to them for the end, but I will be sure to answer every one of your questions. So feel free to ask them. There's no stupid questions. The stupidest question is the one you do not ask. That is what my dad always told me, and that's what I pass on to everybody else. So please feel free to answer or to ask any questions that you may have as I move through our information today. So again, I'll go over some brief introductions, who I am and who Adam is, very briefly about who TerraFin is. I know some of you probably are at least somewhat familiar with who TerraFin is, but some of you who might want a little bit more insight, we'll give you some of that today. And then we're going to get into the guts, our meat of our webinar today, and that is what the heck are shared services. So we'll get right into that today. I am your presenter. My name is Shelby Mylock. I am the Lead Resource Development Coordinator here at TerraFin Consulting. I absolutely love my job. I've been here for just shy of a year, almost a year, somewhere in there. I'll get there in a couple of months or so. But I absolutely love it. I have an awesome opportunity to work with just brilliant, highly skilled and talented people. And then also I have the opportunity to work with some amazing nonprofits and corporate clients that are really making a difference in our community. And it's a very, very rewarding job. And I absolutely love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. So that's a little bit about me and resource development. I take care of things like this, the webinars and our social media and our online brand and our marketing, and I work with clients for fundraising and grant writing and all kinds of other good stuff. So it's a little bit of a background about me. I've provided you with my LinkedIn URL. Please feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. All of us here at TerraFin are avid LinkedIn users. We love LinkedIn. It's a great tool to connect with personal connections and professional connections and really keep them organized in one great spot. So please check out my LinkedIn profile. And I'll let Adam is one of my favorite colleagues here. I won't tell anybody else, but he's certainly one of my favorites here. I'll let him introduce himself and give a little bit of background about himself too. Adam?
Awesome. How you doing, guys? My name is Adam Paul. I'm hoping Drew doesn't listen to this because he might get a little offended or a little jealous. But anyway, thanks for the kind words. I am the account executive here. What I do is I essentially help the customers figure out a path to their goals and how our services will kind of tie into helping you achieve the vision of your organization. So I've been here for about 2 months or so, and I also love it here. It's great that I get to do work that matters with helping businesses to the next level, as well as helping the non-for-profits with moving their mission forward. So glad to be here. As well, my LinkedIn URL is also there. Link me in and let's chat.
Yeah, we love LinkedIn around here. All of us do. So The more connections, the better. That's what we say. So go ahead and find us all on LinkedIn. You can also find Terrafin on LinkedIn as well. Feel free to ask if you'd like any links on those. So go ahead and connect with us. We'd be very happy to accept your invitation. So moving right along, who is Terrafin? And now again, I said some people I'm sure are at least briefly familiar with who Terrafin is, but just kind of give a little overview. Terrafin Consulting is located here in wonderful Appleton, Wisconsin, and we primarily specialize very much so in not-for-profit organizations, but we also have the wonderful honor of being able to work with many select corporate organizations that are really serving our community, and that is our mission. That's the reason that Terrafin is here, is we assist those who serve. So really any organization that's out there that's trying to make a difference and support our community, we're right here with you and trying to help you serve your mission too. So that's a little bit about Terrafin. Feel free, we are on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, as well as Foursquare. If you ever come and visit us here in our offices, make sure to check in with us. You can view us on our website as well. If you'd like any further information about who we are, who we serve, what we do, or if you want to connect with us directly, make sure to follow us on all of our social and check out our website as well. So, moving right into what we're accomplishing today. What the heck are shared services? So shared services, it's a really awesome concept that Terrafin has been able to develop here and offer our clients. We kind of like to look at it as almost like a rent and associate. So there's so many organizations out there and small organizations out there that spend so much time and money trying to be a jack of all trades. Any organization, you have some jobs in there. Or is like a dog walker. A dog walker. That's what they do. They specialize in animals and in walking dogs, but they may not know anything about marketing or HR or internet, IT services or anything like that. And so what happens with many small organizations is they kind of have to fill this need of being a jack of all trades. And sometimes it's very difficult to do. You're only one person, and it's very difficult to hire on employees. The cost of hiring on employees is, one of our biggest costs as any organization. So that's really the main idea of the shared services program, is that you don't have to find your own in-house employee to do all of your HR and all of your marketing and all of your social media and all of your IT, all of those things. We've set up a really awesome system where you can kind of rent one of us or one of our Terrafin associates. And so that's what I'm going to kind of get into today and talk about a couple of different scenarios in which a company might find themselves in need of something like a shared service. So my first scenario, kind of just a hypothetical scenario. Let's take a small nonprofit organization. A small nonprofit organization probably has very few staff on hand. Probably some of them are, or most of them, many times are even just volunteers. So what happens when that small not-for-profit organization gets a major virus on all of their computers inside their office? That could be a major setback for a small organization. That executive director has no idea what kind of virus she's dealing with. She may not even know that it is a virus to begin with. Maybe we don't have any staff on hand or volunteers on hand that could solve this problem, but this virus happened to be so nasty that it managed to get on every single computer inside our internal offices. And like I said, that could be a big problem. That could really set an organization back operationally for days, if not weeks, if they don't know what they're doing. So say a nonprofit organization encounters something like that. What do they do? Probably what they would think about doing is, I need to find somebody who does IT really fast. So we call up a company, XYZ company. They do diagnostics and virus removal, but they're going to want to come in and they're going to want to look at all of your computers. They're going to want to evaluate all of your computers. They're going to want to then run all of their very expensive and lengthy diagnostics, and then they're going to give you probably a very, very large quote to say, this is what we can do to help you. Or you could go in and say, well, we keep on having all of these IT problems. Maybe it's time to hire on a part-time IT employee. So those might be a couple of options that organization might, think of a possible solution to this problem. But really, what we have with shared services is that you could call up TerraShare Consulting and let us know you have this problem. And really, that could be a problem that could be fixed in a matter of an hour or maybe a matter of 5 hours. But essentially, you would then say, TerraShare Consulting, I need an IT person, I need an IT specialist just to come in and fix this one problem, and then we may never need them again. So then you rent an associate. They come in, they diagnose your problem, they fix your problem, and it's a la carte type of service that you've picked. And now next month you can pick somewhere else if you wish. You can pick marketing that we want to work on this week, or we want to work on HR next month, or whatever it may be. So it kind of gives you a very convenient and flexible, easy go-to solution when you run into a problem that needs to be fixed right now, and you may not have the resources already internally to do that. So that's one scenario. A second scenario, which probably happens a lot more that people really realize. Let's say we have, again, a hypothetical situation, another small organization, could be for-profit, could be non-profit, take your pick. Anyway, small organization discovers that an employee has been stealing from them. This is something that I think many organizations probably at one point in the lifespan of that organization will encounter. So what do you do? What do you do about that? You have to investigate, you have to get some evidence, you have to, if you're going to terminate that person, you have to make sure that all your proper documentation is in place, that you have, like, again, going back to the evidence, that there's actual evidence there to say, I know that this person did this, and so on and so forth. But you, again, whatever organization you run, maybe you're a basket weaver. Do you have a degree in HR and human resources to where you know all of the proper protocols and steps that you have to go through to properly terminate this person, and even if going as far as pressing charges? So that's another small hiccup that an organization could run into, where without a shared services, you would then have to contact an HR company, outsource it, have them come in and quote you, and probably go through quite a lengthy process to find a solution on this unfortunate employee. So that's the awesome of shared services. We have HR personnel where they could come in and they could say, yep, you have the evidence in place, you have X, Y, and Z documentation in place. We can go ahead and we can terminate this employee and it'll have no liability on you. And then we can also take X, Y, and Z documentation to the authorities and press charges if that's what you want to do. So that's the beauty, again, of having that shared service, is that you yourself can then work on your mission and support your mission the way that you want to do, and you don't necessarily have to be the jack of all trades. You can kind of rest easy and know that you have somebody on TerraShare's team that can help you in a hiccup like that you just don't feel comfortable in your lack of expertise to deal with that. So again, another very common and great solution that shared services can provide. Again, another scenario, again, a small organization, say they want to develop a quick one-time social media promotion. So I thought this was a pretty fun scenario for you. It's moving away from the crisis management type of scenario and into something that sounds fun and something that that isn't a problem to be solved. So I thought that would be great to lighten up this part a little bit and show that shared services can benefit in many aspects of your business and your organization. So again, small organization wants to develop a quick one-time social media promotion. So again, you run whatever kind of company it is. You don't have a marketing degree, you don't really have a lot of solid experience or expertise rather in the social media arena, but you again don't really want to go and contact some marketing firm and have them, write up a big proposal to you and give you a big large quote on something as simple as just a quick one-time social media promotion. So what you can do is you can contact Terrafin Consulting again, and we have wonderful experts on our team here at social media or at Terrafin on the social media front that can come up with a wonderful promotion for you and do it quickly and in a timely manner, and it would be a one project kind of thing where again you can just rent one of us for a certain amount of time, a couple hours in a week or in a month, and run this promotion, run the analytic on it after the fact, where you don't actually have to have a social media expert there on your own internal payroll or in your own back pocket to really make a bang for your buck on a social media promotion. So there's another awesome scenario that shared services can provide a solution for. So again, rent an associate. That is our solution. For a small organization to have an HR professional, an IT professional, a marketing professional, a social media professional, a sales professional, and all of these professionals in their back pocket, that gets to be very costly, and you may not always have something for that person to do, So being able to just pick, this month I want to work on social media, next month I want to be able to work on IT, and the month after that I want to be able to work on HR, and you can kind of pick one of us at Terrafin to help you along with that. It makes it much more cost effective, much more timely for you as in your organization, and most importantly allows you as an executive with your organization to really focus on what your mission is and what you want to be doing with your organization, instead of fumbling around and trying to be the jack of all trades. So this allows you to really be the master at your own mission and allow us to do what we do best and help you amplify your mission. So that is exactly what shared services is. So here are some of the, not all of them, but just some of the kinds of services that we can share with you. They include desktop support, network administration, other server updates, human resources, accounts payable and receivable, payroll, website maintenance, graphic design, and social media. So again, that's just a short list, but definitely in those arenas, in those areas, that is where we can help you out. So changing the world on a shoestring budget, that really is what TerraShare is meant for. We assist those who serve. That is what Terrafin Consulting does. Every one of our clients has a mission that they're trying to serve, and our mission is to help them better serve their mission. So we encounter many times with our nonprofit and our smaller organizations that they have an amazing mission and a very honorable and respectful mission, but let's just face it, sometimes the money's just not there to really make the impact that we wish we could. And so that was our objective and our goal with developing a kind of service as shared services, or the TerraShare program, is to really allow you to make the biggest impact and the biggest bang for your buck as you're trying to serve your mission. So we are really trying to change the world on a shoestring budget. We're trying to make the biggest bang for the buck. We're trying to share our expertise with our networks and our clients and help them to better serve their mission, which ultimately helps our communities and makes our world a better place. So ultimately, that is what shared services does, and that's what it's about, and that's what we are here for, and so on and so forth. So we share almost everything these days. Why not your expenses too? That is the message we want to get across. If anybody has any questions, please feel free. I think there might have been some problems earlier. Somebody had mentioned that they couldn't get into our question and answer box. So if you do have any questions and you were unable to get them to me today, please feel free to send me an email. My email is shelbymylock@terrafinconsulting.com. No spaces, no extra characters, just shelbymylock@terrafinconsulting.com. So please feel free. Do not hesitate to send me any questions that you may have. I do think we have one question out here that I will answer real fast. Just 1 second.
The question is, how many hours do you get per month?
Alrighty, well, that can really be, we have it set up to where you would get 5 hours per month, but we really like to tailor that to, what works best for you. So if we sit down with you and we discover, hey, I could probably use 10 hours right away in a month, we can absolutely adjust our package to accommodate that. But generally, in a very basic and general package, we start at 5 hours a month. So I hope that answers your question, but please don't let that put a solid number to that. Like I said, if you have inquiries about more or less hours, we can certainly do our best to accommodate that. So are there any other questions?
Yeah, and actually another follow-up question just came in here. It says, so can I use 3 hours of IT, 1 hour of marketing / social, and 1 hour of HR?
Absolutely. That's an awesome question. That is essentially the backbone of our concept here, is that you may run into, this week I happen to have, something, a problem with HR that's only going to take an hour to solve. Why am I going to hire somebody, on my payroll, on my books for only a couple of hours, when this week I just need their HR for a couple of hours? But next week I know that I have, some marketing material that I wanted to start getting a head start on. I had some social that I wanted to get a head start on. So that's the beauty of TerraShare. It's kind of almost like picking from an a la carte menu. Is say, this month I have my 5 hours, and I want an hour of IT, an hour of HR, an hour of social, an hour of website maintenance, and an hour of board development. You can really customize it how it best suits you. I hope that answers that question.
And that's it for the questions.
Awesome, thank you, Adam. Alrighty, I hope I have answered everybody's questions. Again, if you are having problems getting into the Q&A box or the chat box, I do apologize, and by our next webinar, I hope we have that glitch figured out. Not really sure why that's happening. But if you do have a question that you were unable to get to me today, like I said, please don't hesitate to send me an email. Again, my name is Shelby Mylock. I'll get up. Oh, there we go. Shelby Mylock. It says my full name and how to spell it. M-I-L-O-C-K is my last name, at Terrafin Consulting. Just how it's spelled, no spaces.com. So please don't hesitate to send me an email with your questions. We'd be happy to answer all of them. Alrighty, well, that concludes us for today. Thank you again so much for joining us today. We're very excited again to be able to join you by a webinar like this. We will have our next webinar, I believe, is in a couple of weeks. So go ahead and share us with your friends. This webinar, the recorded webinar, will also be available on our YouTube account as well as our website. So if you found this useful, and maybe you had a colleague or coworker that you would like to invite to watch this as well, you can surely share the video, or you can also direct them to register to our next webinar. So thank you again very much, and don't forget to check us out on our website and all of our social, and connect with Adam and I on our LinkedIn.